Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rolando and I'm a product designer, and this is my garage. And I wanted to start a channel related with 3D printing especially, which is one of my hobbies that also has bled into work. But I thought as this community keeps growing, I would love to also add a perspective from more like an everyday designer that uses this for my own personal creative ideas or goals, and just to hopefully start talking about some of like the printers and maybe a more everyday review into it. I love either making sculptures or like I love designing different types of lamps, and sometimes I get into experimental materials as well. So I thought, hey, it would be cool to kind of like share part of my experience with it and just hopefully help expand this ever-growing community of creatives out there that are reviewing printers, just spreading so much helpful information that also allow me to get into doing this. So today I'm gonna talk about the FLSUN S1 Pro. It's the first printer I'm gonna be reviewing, and I had it for a week so far. To cut down to a chase, this printer is pretty damn good. In my garage, I have 3 resin printers over there. I have a 2 FDM Lego Neptune 3 Max. I have a Prusa XL 5 tool head. I had it for a year and it's pretty amazing too. But I was looking for something that I can use for prototyping easily, and that maybe the bed didn't move as much in case I wanted to use more experimental materials. In my case, for food, where I love trying TPU or like foaming TPUs, but then at the same time that I can prototype things. So this one caught my attention recently, and it's been an amazing experience so far. And I'm going to be talking to you and sharing more about it. So thank you so much for watching my first video. Of course, feedback is always welcome, and I'm hoping to build more and more on this channel. You're going to see that I do a couple different pieces. I love to design and then to 3D model and then to 3D print, and it's amazing that you can make it so quick. So I'm also hoping to slowly, as I refine some of like the 3D prints and the models, I'm gonna be sharing probably one that will be probably how I'm gonna be testing some of these printers. But let's get into it. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. The unboxing process is very simple and straightforward. I was surprised to see a ton of styrofoam, which could be replaced with other recyclable materials. I'm still so impressed by the fact that I ordered this in Amazon Prime and it was at my doorstep in a couple days. It is a big printer, heavy and bulky. If you can get some help to handle it, I will do it. Remember, lift with your legs, not your back. The printer comes 90% assembled and just requires the glass doors installed with the handles and the screen. By the way, this is probably the best screen I have seen in a 3D printer. I'm very happy with how it looks, and the setup process was very straightforward. Gotta give a shout out on the design of this printer. Looks pretty amazing. It's super well built. Very happy to have it in my workshop. The calibration process is extremely simple. Just follow the instructions. Keep an eye on the build plate though. For bed leveling, my build plate was overlapping with the little bumpers at the end, so I had to redo it, but it was quite an easy fix. And of course, here's the 8-minute benchy. It's cool. It looks okay. That's what you get for speed. Let's move on to something more interesting. Next, I printed this diffuser for one of my latest lamp concepts. I printed in orange to try to mimic candlelight. It printed amazingly well at the first trial, no issues at all, and really quick. Here you can see the final lamp. It came out amazingly well, and the light worked just as intended. By the way, you can find this file in the link below for my Colts 3D website. This is my first post ever. You can find the 3MF file slicing FLSUN slicer, but you should be able to import it into other places. Then I 3D modeled this lamp in Nomad Sculpt. Very quick concept that had a little bit more detail and repetition, a lot of zigzags per layer. And I wanted to see how it would perform on this printer. It took about 4 hours, and it was amazing to see how I was printing like the double walls, from the inside going really quick to the outside going slightly slower. This one also came out really well at the first time. Now it was time to test it for what I intended to use it. I pulled out some of my TPU filaments and put it directly with the generic settings and printed a calibration cube. No tweaks at all. The cube print amazingly well at the first time. Here, take a look. I'm actually very impressed that this is a TPU print with the stock settings. I am very impressed, and I'm very excited to test newer materials. So it was time to test one of the coolest and hardest filaments I had tried, Color Fabb's Varioshore TPU. This filament expands with temperature, and it requires a lot of control through flow. I started with a calibration cube, just flowing the settings from the box. You can see some of the parameters on top. I did a couple tweaks. There's an amazing post by Lost in Tech about this material where you can learn so much. I'll add the link below. Big shout out to him and his videos. They're amazingly entertaining and informational. You can see a calibration cube came actually pretty good, a little bit under extruded, and I just focused on doing some refining of the material. I've been in contact with Color Fabb to even get it to perform better, but this was an amazing first run of it. Very excited to do more with it. So I decided to just give it a quick try to a personal project I've been doing in Nomad Sculpt, trying to do like a small handbag as a gift, and just try to follow the process from iPad to Shaper 3D and straight to the slicer. I'm gonna be posting more about it shortly in the next days, but for now I just wanted to see like a quick glance at just how reliably I can use this material with this printer. And once again, it just worked. This has never happened before, but it's incredible to see how the technology has advanced. Here you see the initial prototype piece. It looks pretty good. It definitely needs some refinement in terms of temperature, some retraction. The inside was a little bit stringy, but this came out amazing as a first piece. Since then, this printer has been a seamless experience. It's very easy to just click and print straight from your phone, and it has become a very easy and reliable printer to use about 100 hours in. I'm very excited that now it's part of my garage 3D printing arsenal. It has been just doing 95% of the prints with success, and it's been a great add-up to the Prusa XL and my Lego Neptune 3 Max. So FLSUN S1 Pro. I've been testing this printer for I think about a week, probably put more than 100 hours into it, and just cutting down the chase, this printer is pretty damn good. I am super impressed with it, and like I mentioned, it's amazing that I got it delivered in a couple days and you have such an advanced machine ready to go. It is fast as hell, and that's one of the things that they sell about it, but I think speed is just part of the components. It's not necessarily always that important, but its ability to easily go from PLA to TPU to foaming TPU really impressed me without having to tinker with the machine a lot. It just worked, and it's one of the smoothest experiences I have had, from a slicer to printer, all the way to just experimenting with different prints. I think it's an amazing machine for prototyping, whether you need to do something quick or you just want to try something new. And it just goes straight to print. It doesn't have to do a lot of mesh calibration, bed leveling. It heats up super quick and goes straight to it. It's fast, the scale is amazing, and I just love that I can do such experimental prints. At the same time, the slicer is my first time using that type of a slicer, the FLSUN slicer, and the experience was super smooth. I didn't have any issues, and it was great to monitor prints. Except for the app, I was having some connectivity issues when I was not at home, so I couldn't completely follow up the prints. Some of the AI features are actually a little bit more annoying, because it's just, if you have a very complex print, it's gonna think that it's spaghetti. So that's maybe one of the downsides of it, that I think in any printer, just AI is too early to say if it's gonna be something really useful. Besides that, it has become a very reliable machine. Most of my prints were successes, except for things I was experimenting with. And the only things that I have to complain about it, I know a lot of people have been mentioning noise. Honestly, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's in the garage, and it just works so well for what it's meant to do. So yeah, it's noisy, that's fine. Hopefully you have some space to have it. If you're gonna have it close to your bedroom, yeah, maybe it's something to think about. Changing the filament was definitely a little bit of a hustle. There's not a lot that you can do, but when I hit on the button to change filament, it goes straight to instructions. But I just wish this head will just lower to help have access to it. I just think that the programming and the commands for loading and unloading filaments can be better. I have no doubt they're probably going to improve that. I heard some comments already around it. And the other thing that I just struggled with, not the struggle, but it was hard, is that this machine is huge, but it's almost one-to-one where you put the filament. So it's actually not so great, because you gotta have this out to put the filament inside and then put it in. That's kind of like a pain, but besides that, it's pretty awesome. And it works really well, and it's exciting to have it and add it to my other machines that I have here. And I'm just very excited to use it to prototype, experiment. And you know what? If I could have a dream, if this was an IDEX printer that has 2 nozzles, that would be incredible, because then I will be able to do a elastic flexible materials plus PVA supports or BVOH supports. But regardless of that, for around $1,500, it's pretty damn good. Compared to my older printers, I can see the difference, and I've been having an amazing experience with this. It has been super smooth. I did not print because I felt that I had to. I did it because it was just extremely enjoyable, and it was really fun to quickly do some concepts and then put them and run them in the printer, see them super fast, revise, and then go ahead and do it again. So if you're thinking about getting one of these printers, I would totally recommend it. For me, it's been an amazingly smooth experience. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my first video. Please leave feedback, and if you have any questions or want to hear anything else about this printer or any questions, please let me know. Thank you once again.